36,972.
Oh, come on! It's like the DMV. 970. I got another million to wait. This isn't a good sign. I have to go down. They always say you go towards a big bright light. There's one up there, but it's really dark when you come. You never know exactly what's going to happen. You get all scared, but then everything's fine. They say your life passes before you, but it doesn't. Matter of fact, you forget everything. You have to be reminded. What kind of significance did I have? Where was I born? Is this mine? Wow. I was born October 13th, 1980, in Tacoma, Washington. My mom was Linda. My dad was Mike. I didn't like it. Let me tell you about my mom, Linda. Did you ever have one of those picture-perfect moms? The one that volunteered at every school event? The one that fixed you the perfect sandwiches with the cut-off corners and put a note in your lunchbox and make you feel all good inside? That wasn't my mom. My mom was a survivor. She was the kind of woman that could get out of an auto accident and get into a fight with the guy who caused it and knock his ass out faster than you could ever imagine. That's how she met Mike. See, Mike was one of those college guys who was perfect, glossy 8x10. Captain of the football team in high school. Walked around with a square jaw. Had girlfriends like Muffy and Buffy. Cheerleader types. That wasn't Linda. I should call her mom, but I'm trying to explain to this dark abyss who my parents were. This strange combination collided into a couple. Okay, they rear-ended into a couple. They traded insurance information. They didn't have email back then. They had something called a BBS or something like that. Commodore 64. I'm not familiar. And for some reason they clicked. Mike sued Linda. He claimed he got the whiplash, although Mike was the one that rear-ended Linda more than a few times. But the fact is, Linda was the survivor. And Mike was the one that ran away. this abyss? Why did I wait for all this time to be talking to no one? There's got to be a reason that this is all out here. Am I talking to God? Am I talking to the judge? Am I talking to the jury? Show me who I'm talking to. Who am I talking to? Oh my God. You brought them all here. You brought everyone here. That's the goddamn... That's the nastiest trick you could have ever pulled. At least you could turn that light off and let me see faces. You didn't bring Mike here, did you? Please tell me you didn't bring Mike here. Why in the hell did you show up? You brought your girlfriend, too. I always hated her, and you knew that. Laughing out loud. Beer in your hand. You always loved the Seahawks, better than you loved your own damn son. Are you happy about that? Can you not talk?
You're not going to let him talk to you like that, are you?
How dare you, sir? This is my lady.
Only the fourth lady I've known. And she's the ugliest one, too. Mike knew how to pick him. My mom was the survivor. She was the survivor. She was able to last through all the women and laugh through all the women. And somehow she was able to get me into school. That's where my memory gets lost. I hope this book has more about me. Really? Christmas? Next thing you know, they're going to be doing It's a Wonderful Life. Oh yeah, my best friend was Aaliyah. It's not often that a boy and a girl in elementary school end up being best friends. It takes a lot of guts for a boy and a girl to be best friends. And the reason it does is because even back when I was in school, boys and girls got teased for being friends.
How was your girlfriend? You must like her. You must want to kiss her. John and Leah sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
To this day, my best friends are women. Back then, my best friend was a woman. Until Billy showed up. You brought Billy here, didn't you? Turn up the light so I can find Billy because I know Billy's here. You're that cruel person that brings everybody here. You got the audacity to sit right up front. Arms crossed, pompous as always, with your damn little scarf. tell me that thing you said to Leah that made her hate me forever?
I said that you were the one that made your house. Yeah, it was me.
You were always angry that I was not your best friend. You were the jealous one. I've never heard of a boy being jealous of a girl. It was elementary school.
We did everything together. But you'd rather spend time with her. If there was ever a choice, it was always her.
Billy, she was nice to me. You would say these things to me like, you were the one that were doing the KISSING thing. I liked you. I thought you were the smartest kid in class. You always got, well, satisfactories. That's all you could get. They said satisfactory, not to grade level. It was elementary school, dude. Your parents were the nicest ones on the block. And I liked you. You may not have been my best friend, but you were a darn good friend, even though you teased me.
You still wanted to go to her instead.
But she's gone now, isn't she? And you never returned my phone calls.
I moved on.
Who was the guy standing outside when you left rehab? Who was the guy that tried to visit you in rehab but got left at the door?
You.
I may not have been your best friend, but I was pretty damn faithful. And I'll be there when you need me, right?
Yeah.
You're a good guy, Billy. Just realize that. You're my oldest friend. I can't afford to lose you, okay? Don't ever take my Care Bear away again. That was my favorite toy. Yeah, I like Care Bears, but at least that's what it says here. I don't remember half these things. You remember Donald, don't you? Yes. The whoopee cushion kid. Everywhere you step. Did you set up the whoopee cushion in the teacher's chair and I sat in it and everybody went, but I still love you, you son of a bitch. Learn it. Please remember it. people here now when I... Okay, I know, I gotta, it's part of the test. I gotta read the rest of my life. Albany Academy, oh God. Every kid hated me. I thought I was the most popular kid in school. A 6'2" middle schooler? Everybody wanted a 6'2" middle schooler, didn't they? Captain of the basketball team? Who couldn't catch a rock if you threw it at him? And boy, did they throw a lot of rocks at me. Unfortunately, I hadn't seen The Matrix at that time. Matt and Jenny, my buddies. But every time you come to school, you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice on whether or not you're going to save your virginity, till you get married, or you're going to have a fling in the middle of the football field. I didn't have a fling in the middle of the football field. Why in the hell would the captain of the basketball team have a fling in the middle of the football field? I call it a slam dunk. She never called me again. It's supposed to be special. If any of you all have kids, you all can do something about it. I can't do anything about it because I'm gone. Teach your kids not to make stupid mistakes. At least have them find somebody that they love. Somebody that they can spend their life with. Or at least the next couple of years, a couple of months. Okay, a weekend. Somebody special. That's what high school is about. You'd be able to take somebody to prom? Oh, my prom. Oh my God, you're here. You're here. You're still very pretty. How come you never called me that? It's the bad breath, isn't it?
No.
No?
Yes. No.
Yes? No what?
No. No. Sorry. Sorry about that. I leave.
You had to leave? You never get over your first love. You can get married. You can have a college girlfriend. Some people have college boyfriends. Some girls have college girlfriends. But you never get over your first love. How long did it take for you to get over me?
A long time.
I still think about you. Which means that I thought about you forever. Remember that. You're pretty mean. She still looks pretty damn good. You couldn't have made her. So it would have been easier? No? No, I had to grow up. After going to Western and majoring in psychology. Could you tell? How did that make you feel? You'll need therapy, I think. I know a good therapist, her name's Julie. Go see her sometime.
I've heard that's true.
Now that I turned the page, I realized I never got married. Give me a second. Let me explain something to those of you who may not understand, and to be reminded of that right now. Because it's coming back to me like when you have all this love in your heart and it builds up and all you want to do is give it away. That's all you want to do in your life is give it away. But you're so protective of giving it away, you're so scared of giving it away, that all you do is keep it in. Because you've been hurt so many times, and you wonder if you could ever share it to somebody, and then turns out that I had a daughter. The sad thing about that is that the girl I lost my virginity to told me yesterday a feeling of loneliness. See, somebody else is leaving. Even dead people have feelings. Oh crap, you ruined the moment. Point is, find somebody. Share your heart. Love them. Don't let them go. Never let them go. I'm not talking creepy stalker thing. I'm not talking, I can't leave you here. You can't. Ah! I'm not talking that way. I'm talking walking beside. Isn't that the best kind of love? Walking beside somebody, sharing your life. I dreamed of that my entire life. One person in particular I dreamed with. I never forgot you, Sharon. Never forgot you. My first job was being a math tutor, which was funny as hell because I couldn't add 2 + 2. But I had a knack of being able to explain things well. And my first job was with a girl named Darlene. Now, you're going to feel a theme through this whole thing that I keep losing people in my life. And Darlene was one of those people that I'm glad I lost. Because 2 + 2 didn't equal 4. It equaled more like 2. She never paid me. She blamed me for all her F's. She was a lazy, lazy woman. But she taught me something very, very valuable. You can be the best person you can possibly be. You can try the hardest that you could possibly try. You can do the best work that you know how to do, even if you're not quite sure you know how to do it. You can give everything you can, and some people will still hate you for trying. You could be an award-winning software engineer. You can come up with the best Xbox game there ever was. You know the kind that you don't need a controller for? Kind where you can start dancing? Evacuate the dance floor, affected by the sound. That was me. I made the company close to $500 million. That's 5, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 0, 0, 0. Told you I wasn't a good math tutor. And it only took one person to end it all. Simply because I got mad one day. Everyone said I was the nicest guy to work with. Greatest guy they knew. I mean, I was the guy that everyone liked to be around. I was the guy that everybody would go have a beer with after work. But one day, I noticed a thumb drive on this guy's desk that had my initials on it. And I had lost that thumb drive a while ago, and I'm just going, what's it doing on his desk? And I plugged it in my laptop. Every bit of code that I had written the day before for the next generation of that machine, he had deleted. Every single line. Now you may say, you should have had a backup. You're right, I should have had a backup. But I didn't. That was on me. I get that. But when he came into work the next day, I said, how in the hell could you have possibly done that to someone who brought you into this company, and I can't fucking believe you did that! And at that very moment, my boss was right behind me. And I got fired for being belligerent. All it took was one time. Guess who the head of the Connect division is now? That guy. Which brings me to the last page of the book. When you go through something like that in your life, you begin to not worry about what's going to happen next. You start taking chances. You start doing really strange things. You start thinking about, do I really want to be here? You really start wondering, do I want to be here? And you start thinking really, really, really strange things. I always wondered why they called it Galloping Gertie. There are times when people don't want to live, but they're not ready to die. I felt like that quite a few times. I was ready to become the head of the Connect division. I was ready to become Bill Gates' best buddy. I was ready to make myself as famous as they could. And now nobody would hire me because I was trashed as a belligerent employee who abuses his coworkers. That should do it. God. What am I thinking? Oh. What am I thinking? I've got an entire life I could live. Things that I've always wanted to do. I've got some money left. I still have those stock options. I can sell them. Microsoft's doing pretty well. I can go to Australia. Heck, I could go diving with sharks. You know, I've always wanted to go into acting. I could do stupid things like the one-man show. Nobody would want to do that. Skydiving. Skydiving, that's what I could do. Go high in the air. Right over Woodinville, where all those beautiful balloons are. And they took me up in all these cool planes. And of course I had to be strapped back to one of those good-looking instructors with the helmets. You won't feel a thing because I'll hold the ripcord and you'll be just fine. And you begin to worry when you start feeling a little weird when the guy is strapped on your back. And through the front. And suddenly the belt gets a little tighter. And he goes, I'll get the ripcord and everything will be fine. Everything okay back there? Oh, just fine. I love to. And that was the last thing I remembered. Until I got here. But there were 3 people that I knew the real me. And I always wondered what it would be like to go to my own funeral, and of course I couldn't do that. But I understand that there are miracles that can happen. Especially when it comes to this book. People like Rebecca Flett, and John Yoon, and Joe Sumate. They knew the real me. They came to my funeral. They're going to come up here now and tell you what I was really like.
Well, I figured I had to come to John's funeral because, well, I packed his shoe. Cowboys, 3 bikers. And after that happens, you really feel like you gotta show up at a funeral.
John was the type of guy who would give you the shirt off of his back. I remember there was a time when I was having a little bit of trouble paying my rent. And I was proud and I knew I couldn't tell anybody. But John, he took one look at me and knew something was wrong. And next week there was a check waiting for me. And he never said anything, but I knew it was John. I never got to tell him how much I appreciated that.
John was a great guy. He told me a lot of things, some really, really disturbing things. He was a great guy. But he even told me, well, the slam dunk. There was a song that he loved while he was having his special moment that lasted all of 30 seconds. And his family wanted me to play at funeral. So, oh God. He wanted me. It was just this was his favorite song, and he played it during that special moment, and so I was gonna have to go for you here. Sorry. He still thought you were his first crush, though. Although he kept thinking about it.
Sometimes you may not want to go to your So the question remains, big bright light. Do I deserve to go up? Or do I go down? Really? Bill loves me. I get to see her. I told you my mom was a survivor.
Mom?